Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, and I would like to introduce my new STIHL MS 261. I would a little bit compare them. It's my old chainsaw. It's a really basic, so to say, Chinese chainsaw which you can buy under very many different brands. This is so-called Growl. I bought it some 7-8 years ago. I'm using it since then and haven't had so far not so any big issue. I would shortly explain what only issues I had. I will also explain why I bought STIHL, why was not enough anymore to handle with the I will call it basic chainsaw, and I will also explain to whom is suitable basic chainsaw and you don't need any professional. So when I bought this chainsaw, I really cut only occasionally some stove woods and some work in forest. So I would say maybe 20 times a year I used to cut something. I haven't had any big issue. The only issues those chainsaws have is the air filter which they use. It's quite poor, so it's also pulling in the dust and dirt. So when it's getting inside the cylinder, then I had once or maybe twice I had to clean it, everything. So that was the issue. It couldn't start properly, it didn't run properly, so I realized that something bigger is wrong. If you can handle it, I did it all myself, so I just have cleaned it. Of course it takes lots of time. Then what happened to me a few times is when you start to pull, here is a spring which is pulling back the the start. So this spring jumped out, and it happened that you can pull it out to start, but the string doesn't pull back, so you can't start anymore. And this was the main issue which happens to me lately, because I go to forest, I start to work more and more, cut fallen trees and so on. And you go to forest, you take your things, you walk some 20 minutes, you come to the place, you start to cut, you pull a few times, you start again, and then the spring jumped out and I couldn't start anymore. So I tried to repair it on the place. I managed, but it took more than 1 hour. So actually I wasted 1 hour of work in the forest instead. So those are the main issue I had with them, or with the chainsaw. The difference between STIHL and the basic Chinese chainsaws is that they take, as much as I have investigated, approximately twice as much fuel than STIHL. So it means also the fuel oil. Also it's happened that it's leaking the oil which is for the chain. I had to also clean the tubes and so on. Maybe that may happen also on this one, but because I think it was leaking through the dirt from the wood. But so far, my recommendation, if you don't cut very often, you don't work in the forest, I would say I can recommend some basic chainsaw, because you don't need professional one. Just to have an idea, this I bought for €100 7-8 years ago, and they still cost €100 until today. Maybe some little bit known brand which sells very similar, or I would say maybe the same chainsaws, is Parkside and many other brands. Actually, when you have a closer look at them, they are basically the same. So probably it's the same factory, but only different labels on it. So if you don't cut very often, you don't cut too many logs per year, you don't need anything else. But why I have purchased STIHL is I started to cut more and more logs, and as I mentioned, the issues I had, and I don't want to waste any more time in the forest. I'm also planning to cut some playwoods or wooden material from the logs, so that's why I need something with better performance and something, so to say, bulletproof. I have cut it with STIHL once. It's very, I mean, it's running very smoothly. The gas button works much precise than here. It's very easy to start. I have noticed that it doesn't really take lots of fuel. Right now I'm not able to say how much, but based on my investigation, it takes about half less than the Chinese chainsaws. It's easy start, as I mentioned, and better to handle. It doesn't have so much vibrations than the Chinese. It's hanged on the springs. Those basic chainsaws are on kind of silent blocks, so it's quite it's more tough holding the engine, so it means it is vibrating your hand more than the STIHL. Of course, the price difference, I bought it for 800 euro, and they cost some 800-900. It was a slight discount, so you can have basically 8-9 of the Chinese one. So I thought, even you really don't cut very often in the forest, and even it will break down. So basically, if you buy a new one, you spend 200-300 euro, but you still have new chainsaw. And I can say I have this one 7-8 years, and I can say I haven't invested anything except the chain in this one. So yeah, that's the feedback. So I'm going to now use mostly STIHL. I would use my old one as a spare, or maybe to cut some very, you know, maybe sometimes I will use it. But the main chainsaw I'm going to use now is STIHL MS-261. And one main difference I forgot to mention is this is 45 cc, 1.7 kilowatts, and STIHL is 50 cc and 3 kilowatts. When I cut it with STIHL, I can say it really cut very fast. It doesn't, if you cut a bigger log and you feel that it's you need more power, you push the gas and it's really starting, it's accelerating, it's cutting through. While when I cut it the same log with the old one, when you push the gas, you feel it's already slowing down. You need more gas, you push the gas. It does stronger noise, but it doesn't really give you that much power anymore, because it doesn't have the power. So that's are the main differences between those chainsaws. Let's go to forest. And one more thing, guys, as I wanted to be professional and purchase new STIHL chainsaw, so I thought, if you have the money for a new chainsaw, then think about safety, definitely. So I bought also the safety trousers, but the ones you can just put on your trousers, so you don't have to, you know, wear them all the time. It's more comfortable for myself. So yeah, I would say that choose the right one for yourself, which suits to you the most. But back to the safety. Yeah, wear a helmet, safety trousers. But it's the joke right now, because it's first cutting, and I forgot my trousers at home. So yeah, maybe next time then, let's hope. So. Now let's hope I can somehow lower him. Whew. Oh yeah. Ah, that went good. Let's see if I can get out also. Whew. At least I helped myself a little bit. Oh, this will be fun again. I would normally cut it in small pieces, but as I mentioned, it's not a tall tree, and I will cut some logs from it, lumber. So that's why I need at least 3 meters. Yeah, so I can use it. Otherwise I will not carry so big things, so big logs. Probably have to. This is from the other days, so I can take it now. Oh, it's still frozen to the ground. Okay. Oh, I can lift it. Okay. Oh, So, time to go. So, let's go. And of course, cherry on the cake, the last one. So a little bit. Oh. Let's go home. Thank you for watching. See you next time.